Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you an NFL Week 4 preview between the Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears. Now let's look at the Panthers coming to this game. Great victory against the Jacksonville Jaguars in one of the worst rainstorms I've ever seen in my life. And I'm from New Orleans, and I've seen a lot of hurricanes. Now, what they have to do offensively, you look at the Panthers coming in, move the pocket for Cam Newton. The greatest asset that the Panthers have is a mobile quarterback, so the ability to move the pocket and keep that pass rush of the Bears at bay is going to prove to be a huge success for Carolina. And I look at the fact that Cam Newton does a great job of spreading the wealth. Continue to spread the wealth. A lot of guys get involved in the passing game. The running game showed up a little bit last week, so you hope they improve that this week against the Bears. But continue to spread the wealth in the passing game. Gives the guys much more to cover. And the Panthers have to maximize their possessions. They have to come away with some kind of points, whether it be field goals or touchdowns against the Bears, because it's tough to score against that defense. So you have to make sure they maximize their possessions. Defensively, they can't get big boyed up front. Jacksonville was able to hold their own against the Panthers up front. They were able to gash these guys down the middle of the field in the running game. You can't allow yourself to get big boyed up front defensively. And wherever Forte is going to be lined up, whether he's on the left or the right, shade that way, because that's where they're going with the football, especially when Jay Cutler gets in trouble. Take Forte out of the passing game and force these guys to go to those other wide receiver targets that they have out there on the flanks. Can't allow Forte to make his way in the passing game. Otherwise, that gives you much more to worry about than you need to, and you could just focus on getting pressure on Jay Cutler. Now, Chicago has to come into this game offensively. I would say change your philosophy just for this game, though. You don't want to play into the hands of Carolina, looking to build on road momentum and getting after the quarterback. Change your philosophy. Come into this ball game and run more than you throw the football. Only throw it when you have to, operating off play action. Carolina shows some leakage in stopping the run. Change the offensive philosophy in this ball game. Tilt a little bit more run than to pass. Also, you look at the fact the quick game will have some success, because you allow Jay Cutler to go 7-step drop, 5-step drop in the pocket. That's going to prove to be a huge problem, because Carolina will be able to get to the quarterback. The quick game will equal success. You have speedy receivers on the flanks in Hester and also Knox. Get the football to those guys quickly and let them guys make one miss. Now, defensively, I would keep Peppers on the front side. Have Cam Newton constantly see Julius Peppers and keep Adonijah on the backside, because if you keep Peppers on the backside, Newton does a great job of feeling pressure and getting out of the way, but keep him front side and let him be a threat right in the face of Cam Newton. And the linebackers versus the running backs in the passing game is going to be huge this week. The Panthers love to throw screen pass and dump off passes to the tailbacks, so those linebackers, Roach, Urlacher, and also Briggs, have to be conscious of that and make sure they take away that element of the Panthers offense. Now let's take a look at some X factors in this ball game. The X factor for the Carolina Panthers, who traveled to Chicago this week, X factors have to be Cam Newton's confidence. If Cam Newton can stay confident as he was in the first two ball games, you saw his confidence slip a little bit as he was struggling against Jacksonville, but his confidence is going to be huge. The Bears will be a pesky bunch throughout this ball game. He has to maintain his confidence. The X factor for the Chicago Bears has to be Brian Urlacher. He's a quarterback of that defense. He can be inside the head of Cam Newton and make sure he makes the right calls to keep the rest of the defense in place and make those plays down the middle field. Newton loves to go down the middle and also loves to goes to the edges with those tight ends. This is going to be a closely competitive ball game. I'm going with Chicago at home. I like the defensive line versus the offensive line of the Carolina Panthers. To me, that's the biggest matchup that I'm circling this week. For more NFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan. And listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.